Hi, my name's Emily and welcome to Secret Patterns. In today's video, I'm really excited to be sharing how to crochet this adorable little bee. So this bee is a super quick and simple pattern, and there's lots of different color options that you could do with this bee. You could make it in the typical bee colors like I did here, but you could also do it in more neutral, like so a neutral color with the black, or you could do it for an occasion like Valentine's Day or something if you wanted to as well. So this is a super quick and simple pattern like I just mentioned. And a couple things I want to mention before we jump into the tutorial is number one, I have the free blog post. So the free written instructions for this bee on my blog. So if you want to check the first link in the description box down below, we'll have the link to my blog post so you can have the full free written instructions while you're crocheting this tutorial. So if at any point you need to reference written instructions, you can do that. And then the other thing I want to mention is that you can adjust your playback speed by clicking the little settings gear icon in the bottom right corner of the video. Click playback speed, and then you can adjust the speed at which I talk. So if at any point in the video I'm either talking too fast or too slow, you can always adjust the playback speed by clicking the little settings gear icon like I just mentioned, and then hit playback speed, and then you can adjust to either talk faster or slower depending on whether you're more of an advanced or beginner crocheter. So let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial for how to make this adorable little bee. So the supplies that we'll need today is we'll need a 4.5mm crochet hook. I personally love the Clover Moore brand, so that's why these both of these hooks are. But you'll need a 4.5mm crochet hook, and then you'll also need a 7mm crochet hook. Now I do apologize, I once used some black yarn that rubbed off on this hook, so that's why it's kind of discolored. But you'll need a 7mm hook and a 4.5mm hook. You'll need a darning needle just to tie in your tails and to attach things. You'll need scissors, of course. You'll need some safety eyes. I use 12mm safety eyes that I buy off Amazon. So just kind of the basic cheap ones. And then I like to put hot glue on the backs of the safety eyes once I have them attached to the head. Then you'll also need a stitch marker, and you'll need some stuffing. And then for the yarns that you'll need some stuffing. I don't have it up here on this table, but you will need some stuffing. And then for the yarns I'm using, this is Bernat blanket yarn in the color Coal, which is just basically black. You'll need Bernat blanket yarn in the color, this is called Vintage White. You can see right there. So this is just kind of an off-white cream color for the wings. And then you'll need Bernat blanket yarn in the color, this one is called Burnt Mustard, and this one's a brighter yellow. You can use more neutral color yellows. You could even use like kind of a tan if you wanted to do a neutral colored bee. So we're going to go ahead and begin our work. So we are going to begin with our black yarn and our 7mm crochet hook. So to begin, we're going to start by starting at the end of the bee, and then we're going to work all the way to the head and tie off here. So we're going to go ahead and start with the black yarn, as you can see, and then work forward. So we're going to go ahead and start with a magic circle. So you're going to put the yarn at the base of your hand, wrap around going to the front, and then wrap around going to the back. So you make an X shape, or an X. You're going to flip over, go under the first loop, and grab that second loop, and then pull that up, pinch using your thumb and finger, and we are going to go ahead now and insert just our fingers into that hole, into that loop, so that we can work into it. So now we're going to go ahead, I like to chain one personally, but you do not have to, and then you can single crochet 6 into the magic circle. So I'm going to do my first single crochet and put my stitch marker here just to mark that this is the first stitch, and then we're going to do 5 more. So a total of 6 single crochets. Right like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to go ahead and pull on the tail to close the magic circle. And once you have completed that, we are going to begin round 2. So for the end of round 1, you should have 6 stitches. For round 2, we are going to go ahead and just insert our hook into that first stitch where the stitch marker is. And we're going to go ahead and make a single crochet increase. In my pattern, I write it as just INC, so I'm going to refer to that, to the single crochet increase as just increase in throughout this tutorial. So we're going to make an increase into the first stitch by single crocheting 2. Then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch, and you're going to repeat that in each stitch around. So single crochet increase and then single crochet in each stitch around. So you'll end up with a total of 9 stitches at the end of this round. So basically you end up repeating that 3 times. So you do the increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet. And now you should have 9 stitches. And we are going to go ahead and begin round 3. So for round 3, we are going to switch our colors. So every 2 rounds, we're going to switch our color from black to yellow and then yellow to black. So we're going to go ahead and take out the last stitch that we just created. Okay, so I wanted to note real quick, you can see, so after every 2 rounds, we're going to color change. Now, if you want to do it the way that I normally do it, you will kind of get this seam at the bottom, which you can kind of see isn't too bad, but it's still not my favorite. Now, there is a technique that I recently learned to not have this, but it does involve a couple more steps. So I'm going to show you both ways, and just so you can decide which way you prefer to join the new colors. So you can see with this newer way that it will join, you won't see the black line coming up. Okay, so I'm going to first show you the a little bit more messy way, and then I'll show you my new way that I just learned about. So for the a little bit more messy way, what we're going to do is you're going to, on the last stitch that you just created before the stitch marker, you're going to take that stitch out, and instead what you're going to do is you're going to begin the single crochet, so insert yarn or pull through, and now you'll have the 2 loops on your hook. And now instead of yarning over and pulling through, you're going to grab your, so cut your black yarn like I've already done, grab your yellow yarn and have the tail coming off the back like this, and then just yarn over and pull through. And then when you're done, you can knot the black and the yellow together. So then you can just begin round 3 like you want. But you can see that there's kind of that color change. And as you keep working, this is about how it will look. So then the other technique that I am more new to, but I really like, is different. So we just took out that part, and we can see that we have that 1 single crochet left, and you're just going to make that like you normally would. So we have completed the entire round of round 2, so we have 9 stitches. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and insert our hook to that first stitch, and we're going to make a slip stitch. Now you're just going to go ahead and yarn over and pull through to tie off. So now with this, you have like the completed circle, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and insert our hook right into that top of the slip stitch that we just created. We're going to insert our hook there. We're going to grab our yellow yarn, go ahead and yarn over and pull through. And I personally like to chain 1. And now we're going to begin working round 3. So I'm going to do it this way for the tutorial, but you can do it however you want. Basically the main difference is that this way you slip stitch, the other way you just switch your color on the last stitch of your round. So we're going to go ahead, and now for round 3 you're going to go ahead and make a single crochet increase into the first stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and move my stitch marker. We're doing 2 single crochets into that first stitch. Then you're going to, when you have the, when you do the slip stitch, you're going to want to make sure you feel for the correct next stitch. So that will be here. And you're going to go ahead and make a single crochet. Then you're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So the repeat is single crochet increase, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and you're going to repeat that in each stitch around. So increase into the first stitch, and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And you'll repeat that a total of 3 times. As you can see, I am 1, 2, and 3. So there we go. And now you should have 12 stitches, and this is how it should look. So now for round number 4, we're going to continue with our yellow yarn. So we're just going to begin by making an increase into that first stitch. So single crochet increase into that first stitch. You're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches, and you're just going to repeat that in each stitch around. So increase in the first stitch, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and you're going to repeat that. So then we again do the increase and 3 single crochets, and you're going to repeat that in each stitch around for a total of 3 times. You end up doing that repeat 3 times. So I'm almost done with round number 4. There we go. Now we are going to go ahead and make a color change again, so you can do whatever method you prefer. I'm going to do the slip stitch into the first stitch method, cut the yarn, and tie on with a new color. So I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook into that slip stitch, and I'm going to grab the black yarn, and we're going to join on with the black yarn. We're going to go ahead for round 5. We are going to increase into the first stitch. So again, that just means a single crochet increase. So increase in the first stitch, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to increase into the next stitch. So you're just repeating that in each stitch around. And you should end up with 18 stitches at the end of round number 5. So follow that repeat in each stitch around, and you should end up with 18 stitches. Alright, so you can see that I just finished round 5. I have 18 stitches. Now for round 6, we are going to increase again into the first stitch, and we are going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches. So we're just kind of working out each time we're doing one more single crochet between the increases. So increase, single crochet 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so I'm going to go ahead and repeat the increase single crochet 5 in each stitch around, and you'll end up with 21 stitches. So I'll meet you back and we will continue on to the next round. Alright, so I've officially finished round number 6 and we have 21 stitches. So for round number 7, we are going to again switch over to the yellow yarn. So I'm going to do my slip stitch to the first stitch, cut yarn, and tie off, and then grab that same spot that we just tied off from, insert your hook, and get the yellow yarn. So for round 7, what we are going to do, my yarn is a little stuck. Here we go. So for round 7, what we are going to do is we are going to increase into the first stitch like we've been doing, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So kind of a repeat of the same thing that we've been doing. So increase into that first stitch, single crochet into the next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're just going to repeat that. So increase, single crochet 6, and I'm going to go ahead and work that in each stitch around, and I'll meet you right back. Alright, so I officially have completed round number 7, and so now we have officially completed the increase rounds. So you should have 24 stitches in this last round. So the end of round 7, you should have 24 stitches. Now for round 8, we are just going to single crochet in each stitch around, which is quite nice when you're used to doing all those increases. So just go ahead and single crochet in each stitch around, and I will meet you back once I am done with round 8, and we'll continue on together. right, so I just finished round number 8 and we have 24 stitches. Now we are going to go ahead and switch colors to the black. So I'm going to go ahead and do my slip stitch, cut my yarn, tie off, then I'm going to insert my hook into this slip stitch right there that we just created. Grab my black yarn and pull through and chain 1. And so now for rounds 9 through 10, so the next 2 rounds, you're going to single crochet in each stitch around with this black color of yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and complete rounds 9 and 10, and I will meet you back and we'll continue on to round 11. All right, so I just completed rounds 9 through 10 of this black color. So we are going to go ahead and do our same slip stitch thing to change colors. And we are going to go ahead and join on the yellow color, and now we're going to begin decreasing. So our bee will look like this in the end. Comes to kind of a widest part and then starts decreasing, and then we do the head. So we are officially good ways done. So now I'm going to go ahead, insert my hook into that stitch, slip stitch, and we are going to, for round 11, grab the yellow yarn, and we are going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. So that's just a single crochet decrease, and if you don't know how to do that, you're going to insert into that first stitch, yarn over, pull through, then you're going to insert into the next stitch. Make sure you go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, and you're going to go ahead and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then move your stitch marker up. So basically you get rid of 1 stitch on that right there. So you lose 1 stitch. So now we're going to go ahead and single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to do that decrease again. So that means just insert, yarn over, pull through, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that in each stitch around. Decrease, single crochet 2 into the next 2 stitches, and then decrease, and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that in each stitch around, and you should end up with 18 stitches. Okay, so I just finished round number 11, and we have 18 stitches. So for round number 12, we're going to do another decrease over the first 2 stitches. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn, pull through, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, move your stitch marker. So we have the decrease. Now you're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches, and then you're just going to repeat that. So decrease, single crochet into the next 4 stitches in each stitch around. So you're going to repeat that, and I'm going to go ahead and finish round number 12, and you should have 15 stitches at the end of round number 12, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I just finished round number 12. You should have 15 stitches. Now we are going to go ahead and slip stitch and do our color change. Now, one thing to note is at this point, if you want to tie in all the tails that we've just created, I would probably recommend doing that. I personally, whenever I tie in my tails, I like to just do a little loose knot or 2 just to make sure it's nice and secure, and then I call it good. So because it's on the inside. So that's what I personally do, but you can do however you like. So go ahead and tie in your tails at this point, and then we are going to go ahead and begin round 13. So for round 13, insert your hook into that stitch, a slip stitch, and we're going to go ahead and grab the black yarn. And for round 13, we are going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. So make a decrease over the first 2 stitches and move our stitch marker. And then you're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches, and you are just going to repeat that. So decrease, single crochet 3 in each stitch around. So I'm going to go ahead and complete round 13 and tie in my tails, and I'll meet you right back. You should have 12 stitches at the end of round 13. So I'm going to go ahead and complete round 13. I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I just finished round number 13, and you should have 12 stitches. So for round number 14, we are going to decrease over the first 2 stitches like we've been doing, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So that is the repeat that you will follow for round 14. So decrease, single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and you should end up with 9 stitches at the end of this round. So I'm going to go ahead, complete this round, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I just finished round number 14. You should have 9 stitches. And now we are going to do our slip stitch. And we are going to change colors officially now to yellow. So that is the color that I like to do my head in. So as you can see, the head is yellow. So that is the only color that we'll be using for the rest of the body. So we are going to, at this point, I personally like to stuff my body. And if you haven't tied in your tails, now is the time to do it. So stuff your body, tie in your tails, and then we will begin round 15 where we start to make the head. So I'm going to go ahead and get my stuffing and stuff this body. Taking a quick break from this bee tutorial to tell you about my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel has over 100 free crochet tutorials, and I occasionally also post crochet vlogs or yarn hauls. But I just wanted to tell you about my YouTube channel real quick, because if you want to subscribe, make sure to click the little button down below, and then don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. And by you subscribing, it helps YouTube realize that crocheters are really enjoying my channel, and so more crocheters can find my channel. So thank you so much in advance for subscribing, and let's get back to the tutorial for how to crochet this bee. Okay, so I've officially stuffed my body, and I had all the tails pretty much sewn in from this inside part. So this is, you can see how it's looking. It has this nice point here, and then it comes up, and this is the shape it should be. Now, I just inserted my hook into the slip stitch where we are going to go ahead and now join colors with the yellow. So for round 15, we are going to join the color with yellow. And I'm going to tie in this black and yellow tail together in a little bit. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, and for round 15, you're going to increase into the first 2 stitches, or into the first stitch. So 2 single crochet into the first stitch, or a single crochet increase. Then you're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. And then you're going to single crochet increase into the next stitch, and you're just going to repeat that in each stitch around. So increase, single crochet 2, repeat that in each stitch around, and you'll end up with 12 stitches at the end of round 15. And as you can see, I am almost done with round 15, so there we go. So we have now 12 stitches. For round 16, we are going to increase into that first stitch again, which, if you remember, is just 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. Then we are going to single crochet into the next stitch, and you're just going to repeat that in each stitch around. So increase into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next stitch. Repeat in each stitch around. Increase, single crochet, and you should end up with 18 stitches at the end of this round. So end of round number 16, you should have 18 stitches. So I am almost completed with round 16. And now for round number 17, you're going to single crochet in each stitch around. So I'm just going to go ahead and complete that round off camera. And again, you'll have 18 stitches because this is just single crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this round off camera, and I'll meet you right back. All right, so for round number 18 now, so I just finished round 17, and we just did single crochet in each stitch around. For round 18, we are going to do a decrease over the first 2 stitches. Move your stitch marker, and then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. So you're just going to repeat this around. So decrease, and then single crochet, and then make a decrease again, and single crochet, and you're just going to repeat this in each stitch around, and you should end up with 12 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this round, and I'll meet you right back. All right, so I just finished round number 18. So we should have 12 stitches, and now we're going to attach our safety eyes. Now, note that you're going to want to have, whenever you attach your safety eyes, the bottom side where you did all your color changes to face the bottom. So then you want to have, or face towards the ground, and so then you want to have the 2 eyes on either side. So that's personally what I like to do. Now you can see with this new to me method, that you don't really see a line like you do on this one, but I still prefer to have this at the bottom because it's not my favorite. So now we're going to go ahead and attach our safety eyes on round 17, 7 stitches apart across the top of the head. So I'm just going to, this is round 15, 16, and 17. So there's 17, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 into the 7th stitch, like that. So you can see, you can always adjust it if you prefer them to have a little bit more separation or a little less separation. You can always adjust it. I'm just trying to give you a guideline with how far apart I placed my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and put my backers on, my safety backers on, and then I'm going to go hot glue the backs of these safety eyes, and I'll meet you right back, and we will continue on to round 19, which is the last round of this bee. Alright, so I have officially done hot glue on the backs of these safety eyes, and I just put some stuffing into the head. Now for the last round, what we are going to do is we are going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches like we've been doing. And I'm going to move my stitch marker even though this is the last round, just so that I know for sure where we began. Now I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch. So you're going to decrease, single crochet, decrease, and then a single crochet, and you're going to repeat that in each stitch around. And so you will end up with a total of 8 stitches. And we are almost completed. So I have officially completed round number 19. So we have 8 stitches, and you can see this is how it should look. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut our yarn, leaving yourself a little bit of a longer tail just to be able to close up that opening. So you can, I personally like to just slip stitch the first stitch just so it leaves it a little bit more even. Otherwise right now you have that kind of tall single crochet. So I'm just going to do a slip stitch and then tie off. And now we're going to grab our darning needle, and you're going to thread your needle. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to go into the front loop only of each stitch. So you can see there's the front loop, and then right here is the back loop. You're just going to go into so there's the front loop and the back loop. You're going to go into the front loop only all the way around. So front loop into here, front loop, front loop, front loop of each of these stitches. So you should end up going through 8 stitches, and as you pull you can just tighten slightly. And I personally, this is just the faster way to do it, where you grab all the front loops. There we go. Go ahead and tighten, and there you have officially closed your hole shut. So make sure that, I forgot to mention, but make sure you had enough stuffing in your head that you're content with it. And now you can go ahead and tie off on this tail. I personally tend to do a little knot and then pull it through my body. So now that we have the body completed, we are going to go ahead and work on the antenna and the wings. So first we are going to begin on the wings, and so we are going to grab our crane yarn and the 4.5mm hook. Make sure you use a smaller, if you don't have a 4.5, use like a 5 or a 4mm hook, but you want a 4.5 roughly size hook, because otherwise if you use a 7mm hook you'll have massive wings. So you're going to begin by leaving yourself a little bit of a long tail, because this is how we are going to sew on our wing. So leave yourself a long tail, and you're going to make a slip knot. And if you need any basic crochet tutorials, I do have a couple on my channel, or you can just look up whatever you are struggling with. So make a slip knot. We're going to go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to half double crochet into the second chain from hook. So the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. We're going to skip that first chain, and into the second chain from hook we're going to make a half double crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches, or 2 stitches, sorry, for a total of 3 stitches. make sure to do half double crochets and not single crochets. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Now we are going to go ahead and chain 1, turn our work, and we are going to half double crochet increase, which just means two half double crochets into that first stitch. 1, 2. Then you're going to half double crochet into the next stitch, and then you're going to half double crochet increase into the last stitch. So you'll end up with 5 stitches at the end of this round. So now that we have round number 2 or row 2 completed, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and for row number 3 you're going to half double crochet increase again into the first stitch. Then you're going to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And then you're going to half double crochet increase again into that last stitch. So it's increase, half double crochet 3, and then increase again. And I'm just working my last half double crochet into there. There we go. So we have our 7 stitches complete. Now we are going to, for rounds 4 through 6, so for the next 3 rows, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and single crochet in each stitch across. So you'll have 7 stitches, and you're going to do that for the next 3 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and do these 3 rows off camera, and then I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I just completed rows 4 through 6, and now for row 7, we're going to chain 2 this time. So chain 2, turn your work, and you're going to double crochet into the first 2 stitches. Then you're going to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to single crochet into the last 2 stitches. And you should have 7 stitches just like we've had for quite a while now. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and we are going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches. So that's just a decrease like we've been doing on the body. Then you're going to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And pull out some yarn, there we go. Half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then you're going to double crochet decrease over the last 2 stitches. So to do a double crochet decrease, you're going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you're going to yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And now you'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to go ahead and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So now for row number 9, chain 1, turn. You're going to decrease, so that's just a single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And you're going to leave the remaining stitches unworked. So we've only done 2 stitches there. So now you can see this is how the wing shape should look. Go ahead and cut your yarn and tie off. And this will be right here where we did our chain, will be the base that we sew it onto. And then, as you can see, when we attach it, we'll have the longer part in the front and then the shorter part in the back. So we'll attach it like this. So we have the longer part here and then the shorter part here. Hopefully that makes sense. So go ahead and rewind the instructions and make 1 more of these wings, and then I'll meet you right back and we will sew the wings onto the body and then make the little antenna. Alright, so I've completed both of these wings. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our body again, and you're going to count around to round 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 right here. So this round 1 of the yellow here. So what we're going to do is we're going to, on round 11, 3 stitches apart. So you can see there's 1, 2, and 3. That's roughly how we're going to have it. You want to make sure you're lined up with the eyes. You line up your eyes with the wings. So I'm going to roughly just put my darning needle there, just so I'm marking it. Now, what we're going to do is, I've already kind of alluded to this, but you want your, so when you have it like this, you want your tallest side to be in the front. So you want it like this. You want your tallest side in the front and your shorter side toward the back, so like this. And then you're going to do that the same way on the other side. So this will be how it should look. You want the taller side in the front pointing toward the eyes, and the shorter side pointing toward its bottom. So we are going to go ahead, and once we have that like this, we want the front part of this on round 11. So the front part of this base on round 11. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of hold it there, put the yarn onto my darning needle, and you're just going to whip stitch this on. So I'm just holding my finger where I want it to go, and we're going to whip stitch it on. Some parts will be on the black, and that's totally fine, and some parts will be on the white. So I'm just whip stitching it on, going through each of those 3 chains that we had done to make this wing. So now you can see I have sewn that on at the base. Now, one thing I like to do is I like to take this, and instead of having it just point straight out, I like to bring it back just a little bit. You can see I did that on these wings, and I absolutely love how they turned out. So once you have this nice and secured, and I'm not doing a perfect job, it's especially hard to do it on camera, so forgive my imperfect job. Once you have it though on nice and attached, what you want to do is you want to just kind of pull it back on here. So you want to, I like to just take my darning needle, go down through, and then I like to count, you can see I counted about, well, from around 11, 10, 9, 8. So on round about 8, 7 or 8, I grabbed row 1, 2, 3, round 3. So you can see 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go to the base of the black, and then we're just going to grab row 3 of the wing. And this just helps to pull it back just a little bit. It looks a little bit better if you have it pulled back and not just totally horizontal. So I like to just pull it back a little bit like that. Now you'll attach your other wing 3 stitches apart and make sure it's still centered on the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back, and we will finish up with the antenna. Alright, so once wings are attached, you can see I did a way better job on these wings. But once wings are attached like this, we are going to go ahead and work on the antenna. So we are going to make 2 of these antenna, just like we were doing, we did for the wings. We did 2 wings, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin by using our 4.5mm hook and our black yarn. So we are going to start by making, I leave myself a decently long tail, and we're going to make a slip knot. We're going to go ahead and chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we are going to double crochet into the second chain from hook. And, whoop, I missed that loop. Double crochet into the second chain from hook, and then you're going to slip stitch into the remaining 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're just going to go ahead and cut your yarn. So once you have this one done, you're just going to back up the instructions, or just, if you have it memorized, repeat. Chain 7, double crochet in second chain from hook, and then slip stitch in next 5 chains. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I'll meet you right back, and we'll sew on the antenna then. Alright, so I've completed my 2 little antenna. Now, one thing I do like to do is when I'm sewing on the antenna, I like to have, you know how you can see how it naturally curves one way? I like to have that curve toward the eyes, because that just looks more realistic to me, rather than like curving away from the eyes. So I would like to have it curling towards the eyes. And you can always straighten it, but they tend to naturally want to curl just a tiny bit. So now you're going to place your antenna on round 16, 2 stitches apart. So this was round 17 where we placed the eye. So you're going to count back 1 round, and then leave 2 stitches apart. So you can see that's about 2 stitches apart. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab one of the tails and attach it onto round 16. So I like to just use both of the tails because we have 2 tails per antenna, so I might as well use them both. So I'm just going to use them both like this, bring them through, and then I'm just going to make a knot once I feel like they're nice and secure, and then pull them to the inside of the body. So one antenna is sewn on, the next antenna I'm sew on like right there. So grab the yarn. You can get the idea. I like to just go through about 1 stitch because it doesn't need a whole lot more. It's just a small little piece to have sewn on that just adds a lot of cuteness. So once you are completed with this, then you can go ahead and tie off all the tails that you have, the wing tails, the front tail if you haven't tied that off, and the antenna, and then you're officially done with your adorable little bee. Thank you so much for making this adorable little bee along with me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to comment down below. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. It makes my day, so make sure to comment down below and tell me what colors you made your bee in and how it turned out. And so thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!